Hello and welcome to Kingdom Cooking. I am your cook and host, Romel Moore. Today we're going to be making Miso Soup. Don't forget, the Lord said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed out of the mouth of God. So the first step is I have some tofu here. Now, if you work with tofu before, you take it out the package. You want to dry it off as much as possible because I'm going to fry. The tofu is going to be part of the ingredients that we put in the miso soup. And so very easy. You can use actually a butter knife to manipulate this, but I want to go across it. Okay. And then I will make small pieces like that. Okay. All right. Now, see how easy that was? And we're going to fry some of these pieces to be part of the final recipe. Now you want to dry your tofu off as much as possible because you're putting it in high grease, of course. And we just want to fry it on each side right quick. I have this on low heat. But it's the water content that has it sizzling. So we're gonna let that cook. And I'm gonna flip it on each side. It's just a quick, you can season a little bit if you want to, but it's not necessary because most of the seasoning will be in the miso soup. So I'm gonna cook this on each side and flip it, and then we'll get back to making the miso soup. All right, these just about done. And the lesson I want to talk about today is, since we are close to just 20 days from election, I want to talk about voting your conscience. Today, people have made politics a religion. A lot of relationships have ended over different opinions politically. And people's true colors are really being revealed in this polarized pandemic season. But if you're born again, if you say that you love the Lord and the Bible is your basic instructions before leaving earth, the Bible, we're supposed to vote our conscience. So I want to talk about that today. Next, we're going to be making some shrimp with this. So we're going to sear the shrimp right quick as the next step. All right, so we're going to put the shrimp in a little oil. Just for a minute or two on each side. And so this is why it's imperative that we know what the Word of God says. That's the only way that we know what the will of God is. And we're supposed to vote our conscience based on the Word of God. So, in some things, policies with a two-party system that we have, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to get at a desired result policy-wise. But when it comes to the Bible, there's certain things the scriptures are for, and there's certain things it's against. And so we do not have a choice biblically as a follower of Jesus Christ on certain issues. We don't have a choice when it comes to homosexuality. We don't have a choice when it comes to, sexual sins and pedophilia and the murder of babies in the womb. We don't have a choice when it comes to certain things that is absolutely biblical. Jesus said, I came that you might have life. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. So we know that God is for life. We don't even have to go to the Constitution concerning life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. God is for life, which means we cannot be for death. God is a holy and righteous God, which means we cannot be for unrighteousness. And so, based on your understanding of the Word of God, first, as believers, we're supposed to vote our conscience. All right? There's no wiggle room in that area. The rest is totally up to us. Voting is a private matter. Today, not so much with the open animosity certain sides have for each other. But before we go and vote, don't vote based on personality. Don't vote based on culture and what's faddish and in at the time. We're voting based on the Word of God. So if you have a thorough understanding of the Word of God, you should know what the issues are, what the people are standing on, and vote based on the Word of God. That's the only way we can stand before God and give a true account. All right, this seemed to be done. All right, we're going to take those out. I just lightly seasoned these with salt and pepper before putting it in. Okay. Now we're also going to be adding baby spinach in the final dish. So we have the noodles getting ready to go in. We're also adding hard-boiled egg. Okay, got some thin spaghetti I got going in here. With the water, I added salt and some oil, a little oil, so after the spaghetti is done, it doesn't stick. Now to make the miso sauce, we have a pot of boiling water, as you can see. Now this is, you can get all kind of miso paste. This is a basic gluten-free vegan miso paste, and you want to take a nice size spoon, get a chunk of it out, and you want to just dip it lightly in the water and let it melt as you rub the side of the pot with it. Now some people just put the actual lump of paste in there and let it dissolve, but the professionals use this technique to get a better outcome and let the flavor slowly dissolve in the pot. So that's what I'm doing with it. Oh yeah. Now I don't know if you've had miso soup before. It's a Japanese dish. It's very tasteful. With this, I'm going to add seaweed. It's common. See, slowly dissolving. Just rub it against the side nice and slow. So after I get this to dissolve in there, as you can see, the color has already changed. Miso is very flavorful. And then I'm gonna add a little soy sauce to it. This is a versatile dish. You can add any vegetables to it. Noodles, you can use ramen noodles, different type of noodles for it. All right, so we're gonna finish letting this dissolve and we'll be back. All right, that's dissolved. And we're gonna add a little soy sauce. About a tablespoon there. Oh yeah. Smells very good. Can't wait to taste it. Now I want to add some seaweed. Now seaweed comes in different sizes and shapes. So I have thin sliced seaweed. I'm just going to add in there. Now those of you who've never had seaweed before, not as bad as you would think. Now you can also add the seaweed without cooking. You can just add it in at the very end. Some people want it fresh right on top once you add the soup to the noodles. But I wanted to add it so the seaweed could blend in with the flavor of the miso soup. Okay, we all good to go. So we want to first put the noodles at the bottom. I have thin noodles here and a nice helping at the bottom. A little bit more. There we go. See there? Now, we want to add some tofu. So all the additions we want to put on the side. Add some shrimp. There we go. And we adding egg, see there? Last but not least, we're adding some spinach. We just want to put these together nice and neat. Okay, so adding some spinach there. There we go. Now once you get your bowl prepared, all we're doing is dipping the miso soup right on top. And we want to fill the bowl to the rim. I'm gonna grab some seaweed. A little bit more. There we go. Your miso soup with noodles, shrimp, fried tofu, spinach, and egg with seaweed. Bon appetit. It's for all my vegan and vegetarian brothers and sisters. Don't forget, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. God bless you.